is your family? How is life for Matt Forte right now?
Oh, it's sweet. Life is sweet. And it's a blessing. I got my 4 kids and 2 boys, 2 girls and doing sports and, plays and going to Finding Nemo Jr., all kind of stuff. So it's been awesome.
Are you coaching anything? What are you doing?
I coach my sons and I especially my one who's playing soccer. So coach him up a little bit. I didn't play soccer beyond like Little League, but I just try to coach him as much as possible. As far as right now, it's just getting the skills down, the footwork, and all that stuff.
How much do
But
they know? How
no
much do they know,
football. I
Matt?
haven't been coaching any football.
Yeah. Matt, how much do they know about you and who you are and what you did?
They know me as dad, which is the best thing for them to know. My son who is 8 and my son who's 14,
Yeah.
they have watched YouTube highlights and things, and they know. But my daughter is not really into um, sports like that. So she went to the games and stuff when she was young, but she couldn't care less. And then the 3-year-old, she's just an animal, so she couldn't care less anyway.
I love it, but you can't get through an airport without somebody thanking you for something, which I love to hear. And you and Danielle have this beautiful family, and say hello to her. I haven't seen her in forever. But you're here because we have to talk about this Bears-Packers rivalry, finally. You were on the show in May. We were excited about this. I thought we could start with just celebrating the past here. Let's go to 2008, my friend. December 22nd, the coldest game in Bears history. You're down 7, fourth quarter. Remember this play?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Talk me through it.
I was playing this game with turf toe, and it actually didn't bother me because it was so cold I couldn't feel my feet anyway.
Oof. What do you remember about this game, how this felt? What does this rivalry mean?
It means a lot. This was during a time where obviously we were winning some of those matchups against the rivalry against the Packers. And, it was just reminiscent. It was my rookie year. And I remember about that game actually too, it was so cold. I came out for a pregame warmup with cleats on and I had to take them off and put on turf shoes because the ground from like the hash marks out was frozen. And it was, the game went into overtime and we were able to get out of there with a win. But, those are the classic type of Bears-Packers matchups that everybody dreams about.
The temperature was -2 degrees with -13 wind chill. You know what I talk about climate change. You know what this weekend will be? 58 degrees. Between these two squads, a lot has changed. I don't know what to make of this sort of rivalry as it enters its new era, its Caleb era with all the stuff going on. We got to do it. We got to talk about the Bears. We got Shane Waldron. He's let go on Tuesday. Eberflus makes the decision. The team makes the decision to walk away from him. You've been in a million offensive meetings leading up to games. What is reasonable to expect when one OC goes, one other one takes over, and in this case, Thomas Brown?
So I've never had an OC mid-season get fired, so that's hard. But although 8 years with the Chicago Bears, I had 5 different OCs, and there's always some kind of, I guess, learning curve that comes with that because that would entail a new offense, new terminology. The thing that they have going for them that is probably not new terminology that's going to have to be installed, and it's the same plays. It's just going to be the rhythm of them calling the plays and how that turns out for them, because it really does matter. Timing matters. When you call the right play at the right time or against the right defense and the right coverage, that's what good coordinators do. They put you in a position to make good plays and win games. And that's what Shane Waldron wasn't doing. So hopefully that's what Thomas can do with this opportunity for him. And maybe hopefully he looks at it as a great opportunity for him to step up and be a play caller. And, what can we expect? I don't know what to expect because, the season has been so up and down. You've had games where Caleb has looked nice and he's shown the talented arm and accuracy that he has. But then also you've seen stuff where they just look really bad and the offensive line is struggling and hasn't been able to keep up with what the play call has required. So I'm hoping that it looks a less like chaotic and that they kind of develop an identity as far as an offense where, Thomas being a former or being a running backs coach can establish that run game because I think they get excited. I've been in offenses where We got a brand new quarterback. Jay Cutler came in my second year, and we're very excited. So we threw the ball the whole first half of the season. And then we realized, okay, weather's getting cold. We need to start running the ball.
Right.
We were running too late, and then it would kind of take over. So the best teams that I've been on have been the balanced attack, but have really established that run game early on in the game.
But the run game's all over the place. When I look at it, and I know I have legend Matt Forte coming on, I'm like, okay, right away, let's talk about DeAndre Swift and the run game. Hopefully they're leaning on that a lot, right? Rookie quarterback, all of that. But they're not. DeAndre Swift, I mean, he's the constant, right? When he has a big day, the Bears are winning the game, but when he doesn't have a big day, they don't. How do you find more consistency? Is it just like the O-line not being strong enough, which is obviously an issue in Chicago?
I think the more consistency comes from them being able to establish it and not go away from it. Sometimes play callers get a little antsy, and when the runs aren't getting big chunks of 7, 8, or even an explosive play of 15 plus yards, they kind of try to go away from it to try to get those big chunks. But I mean, those the best offenses really are the ones that are methodical. They go down the field. They just eat up the clock. They keep the other offense off of the field on the other side of the ball. And they really establish a physical type of run game. The game is physical. I think sometimes we get too, fancy where we're like, all right, let's call all these nice, different trying to trick plays where a lot of times it's not, rocket science. There's a lot of complexity. Play callers have to play chess, not checkers, but at the same time, a physical football team, really, they do the best because even if a defense knows what they're doing, they have to still stop it. And that's what works in their favor. So and every offensive lineman I've ever been around and talked to, they much rather run block than pass block. When you pass block, you're backing up, you're on your heels. You really have to, use a lot more athleticism when you can, team together, get on double teams, and the run game, they love run game way more than the passing game.
I mean, Chicago loves the run game. Fans do. I mean, I'm hearing it from, fans in the radio, and you're hearing it there in Chicago, just like, there's not enough creativity. There's not enough tricks up the sleeve. No, just like run the ball consistently. And my hope is with Brown, Thomas Brown being a former running back coach, that he'll maybe lean on it more, be more consistent. The 5 OC thing in your 8-year career there is just crazy. And it truly is impossible. So when this move is made, in mid-season it never happens. No coaching changes happen in Chicago. It's not what they do usually. The aftermath or the effect, the negative effect, the detrimental effect, changing, revolving OCs can have. Do you think it was the right decision here, mid-season?
If I'm the head coach, I think that's an after the season thing. I think Eberflus is trying to save his own job by doing that. Somebody has to fall on the sword. But if I'm being honest, if I'm looking at it from a player perspective, I say we continue to, you don't fire Shane. You just have a meeting with him. That's, hey, we need to change how we're calling these plays. We need to change our approach to each game. Let's establish this run game. Let's lean more on that to take more off of Caleb. And, let's be honest. They got Caleb Williams. Everybody's excited about the passing game and all that stuff. And they want to do that because it's pretty, it's sexy, right?
Yeah.
But the run game would take away from that. And I don't care if it's, pretty on TV or not. If you're winning games, that's what's pretty.
It's really well said. It's hard to think we were really excited about Caleb. I was really excited about Caleb. The whole city was. The hype was tremendous. But I was telling Bears fans, embrace it because it's great that you have it. Well, let's do this. But now I'm in this spot where do we feel empathy for Caleb? Do we feel bad for Caleb? Is it going to be impossible for Caleb in Chicago? These are the questions that are in everybody's head.
Empathy? No.
Okay.
I think he as a rookie, he's got to learn. They're throwing him into the fire, so he's learning. I just pray that he is receptive of it, and don't be prideful, trying to blame it on, play calling is bad, or I don't have an offensive line. There's no excuses that you should make when it comes down to that because, I've been on plenty of teams where, offensive line is not that good, or the play calling was a new offensive coordinator, it's a brand new offense. But no, the NFL doesn't have time for excuses because you got to get out there and you got to play, and you got to make plays, even when plays may be unblocked or a situation where that's not the right coverage. You got to do so. Empathy, no, but I do feel for him because having to switch play callers in the mid-season, that is tough, and that's going to be tough, and there's no way around it. But I think it's testing him early, which I would rather him be tested like this in the very first year in his rookie year than later on, to have him have such comfortability and then find out the hard stuff later. So I think he's going through the worst of the worst, which is we're gonna see how that turns out. It's gotta, when it comes to the where he's at now and how hard stuff has been, you really come to a place where it's like, all right, there's nowhere to go but up from here. If I do it the right way, if I keep the same mentality, a strong mindset of hard work ethic, and not being able to complain about everything else.
Well said. And you had success through adversity your entire career in a crazy division. Of course, you had Aaron Rodgers to contend with and all of that. You jokingly, not so jokingly, in May when you and I were drinking the Kool-Aid about Chicago and what this season might look like, you famously told Greg Jennings, who was on the show, that the Chicago is going to sweep this Packers team. We're here. NFC North, we got the battle. Do you think they can pull it out, and how can this game possibly work out in the Bears' favor? Or no chance?
Oh, no, they definitely got a chance. Every Sunday, you got a chance when you show up to the game and you do the preparation on the front end. So I think the Bears aren't oblivious that, okay, we got, Shane's not here calling the plays, but who knows? Maybe they're excited that Shane's not calling the plays. Maybe they're excited about a new OC calling some of the plays that they want to run. So
okay.
I stick to my words. We're excited about that before the season, but I stick to it. Greg, I think Greg's going to be crying come Sunday afternoon that the Bears have once again taken over the Packers. So, yeah, I'm not afraid to say that. I think Greg was living in the past, living in his heyday. But, I think when it comes to it, the Green Bay has some issues to address themselves.
What's their big issue? Quickly, what's their big issue on Green Bay?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch them.
I love that. But yeah, but you've got issues, Green Bay. That's the problem up there. I love that. Yeah. You're teaming up with Smirnoff. Would love to hear this. Lovely people of Chicago, my hometown. I like Smirnoff. They're inviting pickleball enthusiasts and newcomers, 21 and up, to enjoy complimentary bites from. There's food trucks. There's DJ entertainment. A bar stocked with the four bold and unexpected flavors. I've had it. The Smash vodka sodas. They're delicious. Are you playing pickleball?
Absolutely.
Let's hear about it.
Me and former Chicago Sky player, Kaiser, who we're going to be teaming up to take on the champions for the ultimate championship of this pickleball tournament. So if you're in Chicago on the 20th, come out and with us in Smirnoff and enjoy all the festivities and stuff. But when it gets down to the championship game, if you're able to get there, I'm not playing around on that day. Let
me tell you that Vernon Davis and I did this with Smirnoff at the Super Bowl, and we got smashed. We got literally crushed. Me and a Super Bowl champion, 6'7". We were so bad. He wasn't great either. It wasn't just me. We lost to like Bravo, Vanderpump Rules cast. Like it was not. So you got to bring it. I know you're at. You got that Lakeshore Chicago Athletic Club Gold Coast thing going on. You better go practice, Matt.
Yeah. I'm gonna start warming up this week and get on that. But Vernon is, I don't think really it's a size thing when it comes to
agree
pickleball. But I did play ping pong a lot. I've actually played tennis in retirement a little bit. And when I was in junior high, 7th and 8th grade in Louisiana, for some reason, we played pickleball. It was one of the PE sports.
Really?
And only in 7th and 8th grade. But me and my friend actually won the championship in 7th and 8th grade. So I'm a pickleball champion already. So I'm just living in.
You and I would make a good team. I'd be drinking the Smirnoff Smash vodka sodas, and you'd be competitive and kicking everybody's butt. I can't wait to see it. Say hi to your beautiful family, and I want to say congrats on the Sports Spectrum podcast. If you need a little energy, you need a little. If you're a person of faith, if you're looking for something, listen to that incredible. You and Ben Watson saw that episode. Congrats on that, and yes, Smirnoff coming to you in Chicago, November 24th. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Kate.
Good to see you.